In this series, I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to strip away all the complexity and hard graft and teach you how to cook amazing food standing on your head. Cut through it. Hand on the knife. From the kitchen novice to the budding chef, I'm going to give you the confidence, the recipes and the insider knowledge to make you a much better cook. That makes the fish cake nice and fragrant.
I've been cooking in professional kitchens for over 25 years.
Make sure those blades are taken out of the floor as well.
I've been taught by some of the best chefs in the world, and in turn, I've taught some of the best.
Taste it as well. Every day changes.
Now, I'm going to show you some simple and accessible recipes for fantastic food that you can easily cook at home.
Incredible.
I'll be holding you by the hand,
It's getting tastier and tastier.
teaching you everything from how to cook slowly, to food on a budget, TV dinners, and my ultimate fast food recipes.
This is the only cookery course you'll ever need.
Welcome to my ultimate cookery course.
Packed with cooking tips, information, and 100 recipes to stake your life on.
Right, now it's all about outstanding brunches. I love brunch. It's a great way of relaxing with friends and family, not taking yourself or anything else too seriously. And brunch dishes should reflect that. Spicy, sweet or savoury, anything goes. And one of my all-time favourites, a dish that always creates a stir, is the daddy of all brunches, steak sandwiches.
For me, the secret of a great brunch is fun and casual. Fuss-free cooking and everyone helping themselves. This is the ultimate steak sandwich. You want the Rolls Royce of beef. It has to be fillet. Now, season it beautifully. I like to open up the top of the pepper mill to increase the size of the pepper in the steak, so it gives that bit of heat. Nice little chunks. You just roll now, nicely, all the way around. Now, slice the garlic in half. Pan nice and hot. Olive oil in. Hold the steak and just place it into the pan. Don't drop it. At the front of the pan. We're going to tilt the pan forward, cook the back of the steak, dual purpose. Now, roll it back and sear underneath. Next, my garlic. And roast that garlic. Thyme, fry that thyme. I want to hear it. We're not looking for a lot of colour because you're going to dry out the fillet. So, just one end, turn it back down, and sear the other end in. Lift up your thyme, place it on top of the garlic. There. Lift up your fillet and sit that on top of your garlic. Butter in. Take a spoon, tilt the pan gently, lift up and baste. I've got that scented garlic, thyme flavour. The steak's going to cook evenly because it's sat on a little bed in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Pan on. For the relish, you think of a steak sandwich, you think of a sort of nice heated tomato relish.
To make the relish, finely dice a red onion.
3-finger rule. 1 in front, 2 behind. Through and chop. Wow.
Next, roughly chop a chilli, keeping the seeds in for extra heat.
Start off with the olive oil into a pan. Onions, chilli. Generous with the olive oil. I want a nice sort of rich, silky relish. From there, take your tomatoes. You can just use red tomatoes, but these yellow and red make the perfect combination. Now, put your salt in, pepper, and then roast those tomatoes off. Take a wooden spoon and just sort of break them up. Once the skins blister, the whole tomato just starts to release all that really nice, sweet texture. A little teaspoon of sherry vinegar gives that nice acidic balance to the sweetness of the tomatoes. Turn down the gas and just let them sort of stew perfectly. Now, a steak sandwich would not be complete unless it had the most amazing mustard mayonnaise.
Simply add 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise to 3 teaspoons of whole grain mustard.
Now I've got the relish almost down to like a really nice jam. Now, I want to make that relish a little bit more fragrant. Some basil. Slice it through and sprinkle that basil in there. Beautiful. Look at this. There she is. My crown jewels. Time to take it out. Smell is incredible. Just baste one more time. The fillet. Touch, it's quite soft in the center, so it's just coming up to mid-rare. Let it rest the same time you cooked it. It'll be nice and pink evenly throughout the steak.
To make my sandwich, I'm going to char grill some sliced ciabatta bread.
Season it nicely. Just a little drizzle of olive oil. I want to get that bread nice and crispy. Pan, nice and hot. Bread in, push it down. Smell is amazing, that sort of charcoal flavour. Once you've got those marks on the bread, it just stops the bread from becoming soggy. And look at this here. It is stunning. On. Slice it gently. One beautiful slice. Wow. It's nice and pink all the way through. And the beef is so soft. It's almost like slicing through butter. Let the knife do the work. Take a little bit of mayonnaise, spread that with the back of the spoon on both sides. Next, lettuce. Take that beautiful slice of beef. Oh, and then relish on top of that beef. And just slice the sandwich in half. Beautiful. Now that's what I call a steak sandwich.
Trust me, serve this sublime sandwich for brunch and you'll put a smile on everyone's face.
Next up, my guide to buying the best beef and steaks.
If you want the ultimate brunch, you can't do any better than start with a perfect steak. And one man who really knows his steak is Master Butcher, Danny Lidgate.
Steak is my favourite type of meat, and I think it's really good to enjoy different varieties of steak. When choosing a steak that you want, you need to look at exactly what you want out of it.
For my ultimate steak sandwich, I use the fillet because it's the most tender.
The fillet does the least amount of work than all the other muscles. It's tucked away in the rib cage. This means that when you're buying a fillet, it's incredibly soft, like butter. It's the most expensive, but you get what you pay for.
There's a wide array of cuts to choose from, all different in taste and texture. If in doubt, ask your butcher.
This would be the rump section, where the rump comes from, which is basically the backside. Take the bone out, and what you're left with is a wonderful steak. Rump steak, characteristically, a little bit tougher than the sirloin, or a little bit chewier than the ribeye, but a really strong flavour for the steak. Again, when buying rump, look for the marbling, try and get some fat covering on the steak. You can always cut it off after it's cooked.
Rump's one of the best value steaks. I love it thinly cut and flash fried, in stir fries, or simply marinated and whacked on the barbecue. Another great value but delicious cut is the hanger steak, known as the butcher's cut because they often keep it for themselves. It's great marinated and cooked quickly.
With the sirloin, which is basically the back of the animal, a nice sirloin like this, really well marbled, don't buy too lean. So once the sirloin's trimmed up, it looks something like this. Not too much fat, but you need a little bit to cooking it. Next to the sirloin is the rib. Really popular now with ribeyes. Small, nice, really tender, juicy steaks. It's really especially good for barbecuing or grilling. Fantastic. Probably my favourite steak would be a ribeye.
Ribeye is especially delicious because the marbling in the meat loads it with flavour. For a full-on steak experience, try the T-bone steak, with a small tender fillet steak on one side of the bone and a larger flavoursome sirloin on the other. Take your butcher's advice and you won't go wrong. The final word has to go to Danny.
When buying meat, knowledge really is power, so it's important to ask as many questions about the meat you're buying. Find out the breed, how it's aged, and decide exactly what you want to do each particular job. That should then give you a really amazing end product.
The great thing about brunch is there are no rules. The only thing I insist on are, it's got to be fuss-free, easy to cook, and so delicious it puts you in a good mood for the rest of the day. And for me, pancakes always hit the spot.
Here are 3 of my deliciously different recipes certified to liven up your mornings. First up, fluffy blueberry and ricotta pancakes with yoghurt.
Start by adding 125 grams of plain flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, then create a well in the center. Separate 2 eggs and add the yolks, keeping the whites for later. Beat the yolks into the flour, pouring in milk gradually to form a smooth batter. Next, fold in 125 grams of creamy ricotta cheese and 100 grams of fresh blueberries. Now whisk your egg whites until they almost reach soft peaks. Then gently fold into the pancake mix, keeping in the air to make sure the pancakes are extra light and really fluffy. Add olive oil and butter into a hot pan, then spoon in the mix to make small pancakes, cooking until golden brown on both sides. To finish, top with Greek yogurt, fresh blueberries, and drizzle over lovely runny honey. Sweet, savoury, fruity and delicious, made in 15 minutes, perfect brunch pancakes. My second simple pancake brunch recipe is succulent crab and mascarpone crepes. For the filling, put cooked white crab meat into a bowl. Add in mascarpone, the zest and juice of a lemon, finely chopped chives, and for a spicy hit, cayenne pepper. Stir and set aside. For the pancake batter, simply add flour, salt, an egg, and milk. Then whisk into a smooth mixture. Add oil to a hot non-stick pan. Ladle in batter to cover the bottom and swirl it around, spreading out nice and thinly. When lovely and golden, flip over. Turn out and spoon the delicious crab mix into the center of the pancake and roll. Finally, sprinkle with some chopped chives and devour. My second pancake recipe, crab and mascarpone crepes, a fantastic easy brunch cooked in minutes. When you want your pancakes sweet and zingy, this recipe is perfect. Coconut pancakes with mango and lime syrup. For the lime syrup, simply add water, caster sugar, the zest and juice of a lime, and simmer for 10 minutes. To make the easy pancake batter, put flour, baking powder, and desiccated coconut into a bowl. Then crack in an egg. Add coconut milk and whisk into the batter until well combined. Sweeten with runny honey. Now you're ready to fry. Add melted butter to a hot pan. Place in heaped teaspoons of batter. Flip and cook until golden. For a lovely vibrant wake-up, serve with sliced fresh mango and drizzle over the gorgeous citrusy syrup. Sweet, sticky and utterly irresistible. Ready in under 20 minutes, the ultimate indulgent pancakes. Fast to prepare, easy to make, 3 effortless recipes guaranteed to bring some sparkle to your brunches.
Incredible.
Coming up on my ultimate guide to brunch, tips on making the most out of fruit, and an incredible homemade crumpet.
Something delicious and something you're dying to tuck into.
Welcome back to my ultimate cookery course. I'm teaching you all about brunches, the most laid-back meal of the week. And if you want to take it easy, having the right equipment makes all the difference. Here's my guide to the best kitchen equipment.
Everything you need to know about the basic kit that will get you cooking fantastic food. Chopping boards.
For brunch, one of the most useful things is a great chopping board. Get the right one and it'll be your friend for life.
I prefer a sort of heavy-duty one because they're so much more durable. They can be flipped over the minute you want to go from vegetables to prepping fish or meat. Always keep a little J-cloth underneath that actually stops the board from sliding.
Care for your wooden board by rubbing it with oil every so often. Any cooking oil will do.
Wooden boards, for me, are always the best. Easy to clean and long-lasting.
When you do wash your wooden board, never let it stand in water or put it in the dishwasher, as it may split. Buy the best you can afford and take good care of it. For brunch, I love something sweet, and I've always been a fan of classic British crumpets with butter and jam. But once you try cooking them at home, you'll never want to buy them from shops again. This is another great recipe you can stake your life on. It's my homemade crumpet.
Whether you're cooking for 2, 3, or even a gang, some of the best brunch dishes are always the simplest. These crumpets are absolutely delicious, and it's a great end to a fantastic brunch. First off, we're going to make the mix. What do you think of growing up? The smell and the taste of amazing crumpet, it never leaves you. To make the mix, the secret is to bring the milk up to the boil, but do not boil it. The minute it boils, turn it off and let it sit there. Now, flour in, a nice pinch of salt in. Now, add half a teaspoon of bicarb. That gives it aeration and really lifts the mixture up. All those lovely little holes. A nice pinch of sugar. And then a teaspoon of yeast, dry yeast. Now, once the milk's boiled, turn it off and add some warm water. About 10 tablespoons, 150 ml. That cools down the milk, but more importantly, it doesn't destroy the yeast. Half of the milk in first, stop, and give that a really good mix. Now, the rest of it. You can just see that there's no lumps through there as it drips through the whisk. Now, we're looking for it to double in size and get nice and light.
So, pop in a warm place whilst you get on with the delicious topping.
Beautiful strawberries, but caramelised, almost like a very quick strawberry jam. Pan on. Just slice these in half. Some sugar, a couple of tablespoons. We're going to take the sugar to a nice light caramel. It's just starting to change colour now. Turn the gas down, and we're going to add the strawberries. Beautiful. Just sweating the strawberries down quickly, and the caramel's breaking down. And a wonderful glaze on the strawberries. Some lemon grated into the strawberries. Gives it that kind of freshness that really starts to break down the strawberries. Nice. Gas up. Smells incredible. Some lemon juice. Touch of balsamic vinegar in. That gives it that really nice, delicious tartness. Now, off it goes. As the strawberries start to cool down, it will naturally thicken and set beautifully. Nice. Now, for the crumpet. It's almost doubled in size, but be very careful you don't knock the bowl because it can sort of push out all that air. It's aerated, it's nice, it's light. Just see the texture. She's ready to go. Touch of oil in. In we go.
Instead of making normal small crumpets, I'm making a giant one, ideal for sharing.
Now, turn the gas down. You can just start to see a traditional crumpet style cooking process. We want those nice, tiny little holes on top and that crispy, crunchy base. Right now, it's time to add the butter. Just slide the butter down the back. That gives it a really nice, nutty flavour at the end. fish slice. And flip. Beautiful. Take that out. Take the jam. Spoon it over. The secret is for the juice to sort of run inside all those little holes. Think of that tartness of the balsamic vinegar. The strawberries, beautifully soft and almost pureed, wrapped in that delicious caramel. Now, finish that with a nice ball of creme fraiche. Let that sit there. And that is an amazing way of finishing off a traditional brunch with something sweet, something delicious, and something you're dying to tuck into. Next, my tricks of the trade and kitchen tips.
Fruit can be a great healthy option for brunch, and knowing how to get the best out of it can make all the difference. First up, how to peel and cut a mango the easy way. Holding its stalk end up, cut either side of the stone, cut all the way into the flesh, making squares without cutting through the skin. Then turn it inside out and carefully cut your pieces off. A great tip to check if a pineapple is ripe is to pull a leaf out from the top. If it comes away easily, it's ripe and ready for slicing. My tip to get the flesh out of a kiwi is to simply cut the fruit in half and scoop it out with a teaspoon. Try it, it really works. If you have fruit that's not perfectly ripe, the tip is to put a banana in a paper bag, then add your unripe fruit. Put it in a dark place and the banana will speed up the ripening process of the other fruit. You can make a grapefruit puree to accompany a brunch pancake or a crumpet in a blender. To clean it afterwards, add a cup of warm water and run the machine for a few seconds. Empty out, then simply repeat with a drop of washing up liquid, then rinse. Follow my ultimate cookery course, bursting with valuable lessons, top tips, and 100 recipes to stake your life on, and you'll literally be cooking yourself into a better chef. To collect selected recipes from the show, go to my scrapbook at channel4.com/Gordon. Go on, get cooking. Next time, my ultimate TV dinners. Great top tips for easy food in a flash.
I've got 2/3 ingredients and 1/3 of the mixture. That's the secret of a good fritter.
My guide to perfect pasta.
Look at that. It's sad to eat it.
And more incredible dishes to stake your life on.
Amazing.
Gordon's back tonight in charge of the kitchen in Channel 4's Hotel GB, brand new and open from 9 o'clock tonight. Come dine with me next.